we're going to do seated cow face, which you can do instead of the supine cow face or figure 4, or in addition. This one's a little bit more difficult for a lot of people. You may have to sit up on a block. If your knees are way high, I would raise your hips up on a block or a bolster. The same thing, you're going to cross one leg over the other to stretch the outer hip. So take one knee across the other and then bring your feet in. The closer your feet are to your hips, the less stretch there is, because we're trying to get external rotation. The further away your feet are, the more parallel they are to the front of your mat, the more stretch you're going to get in the outer hip. So you want to find the place where you can be, where your knees stay stacked, and where there's not too much compression in the hip. So for me, I have to bring them a little bit closer. Then you're going to start your resistance. So you're resisting as you're folding forward, you're pressing your legs down into the surface. And just like before, you can resist on the way up and on the way down. So basically I'm pushing the entire time I'm folding forward, and I'm pushing my legs down as I'm coming up. That just adds more strengthening. If you're more focused on the stretch, maybe relax on the way up and then push down just when you're folding. Keeps it from being quite as fatiguing. Depending on what you've already done that day. You've already gone and ridden your bike or done a sport and your legs are super tired. Just resist on the way into the stretch. Remember to exhale as you enter and inhale as you come out. And as you find that final stretch, folding forward, push your hands into the floor and press your sit bones back and down. This is going to add a nice low back stretch. Feels really good. So I'm pushing so my tailbone reaches the floor, rounding my back. Deep belly breaths. And then you can just passively fold over after that if you enjoy that cow face, letting your head fall forward, maybe onto a block or your knee. As we come out of that, we're going to unwind the legs. Come into a neutral position for a breath or two. Switch sides. Hips are usually very different, especially if you have a dominant side of your body that you do an athletic activity with. So again, find the place where your shins are more parallel to the front, but your knee is not up here. Find a place maybe where you might have to sit up on a block if your knee is up here. Bring your hands forward. Fold. I'm pushing down with my legs as I'm folding. And I'm pushing down with my legs as I'm lifting. That's option 1, more intense for sure, because you're pushing and holding that contraction the whole time. It helps to breathe as you're doing this. Slowly exhale. That keeps you from being too tense. Or maybe start to move just where you're resisting as you move into the stretch, and you're releasing as you move out. As you find your final stretch, I encourage you to add that push with the hands, pushing your tailbone down, rounding the spine. Taking a few deep belly breaths into the back body. Exhale and expand the belly towards the spine. Inhale, let that go. Exhale, bring the belly toward the spine. And then, of course, you can relax. If you like that relaxing stretch, maybe something under your forehead to connect with. Coming up slowly.